I secretly paid my family's mortgage for 5 years while they called me too cheap to join their fancy vacations. They had no idea I was the reason they still had a home until. I never meant to become my family's secret ATM, but that's exactly what happened. And now I'm sitting here staring at a foreclosure notice from 5 years ago, wondering if I've been the biggest fool alive. My name is Amber. And until today, I thought I was just being a good daughter, the responsible one, the frugal one, the boring one, according to my sister, Jayla, who is currently holding court at her marble-countered kitchen island, waving her mimosa while describing her upcoming influencer trip to Bali. You should really come with us this time, Amber, Jayla says, her perfectly manicured nails tapping against her glass. I mean, when was the last time you took a real vacation? I take a sip of orange juice, plain, because someone needs to drive mom and dad home and force a smile. I'm good. Got some work projects coming up. Always working, mom sighs, adjusting her new designer sunglasses. Honey, you're going to wake up one day and realize life passed you by. If they only knew. Every month for the past 5 years, I've been quietly transferring $2,400 to keep their house from being taken away. That's nearly $150,000 of my boring life choices. Speaking of passing by, Tanner chimes in, his arm draped around his girlfriend, Julia. We're thinking about joining that Greece trip next month. The one you bailed on? Someone has to stay behind and clip coupons, Jayla snickers. Amber would probably rather buy bulk toilet paper than swim in Santorini. Everyone laughs. Even Dad, who should know better, joins in while helping himself to more of the expensive brunch spread that I'm sure Jayla charged to her already maxed-out credit card. I just prefer being practical, I say, the words tasting bitter in my mouth. Speaking of which, Dad, did you need me to stop by later? You mentioned something about the house? He waves dismissively. No. All sorted. Just a minor repair thing. I noticed Mom shooting him a quick look. After 5 years of watching their subtle signals, I've become fluent in their silent language of financial desperation. You sure? I don't mind. Oh, look at these photos from the spa day, Mom interrupts pulling out her phone. Jayla treated me last weekend. Wasn't that sweet of her? Sweet. Right. The spa day that probably cost what I put into their mortgage account last week. The brunch drags on, a parade of humble brags and pointed jabs at my lifestyle. I sit through it all, mentally calculating how many overtime hours I've worked to keep their lights on while they plan their next luxury purchase. Later that evening, I drive them home. Mom's tipsy, going on about Jayla's natural gift for living life to the fullest. Dad's unusually quiet. I'll help you get her inside, I offer, pulling into their driveway. No need, Dad says quickly. You've done enough today. He has no idea how true that statement is. I should have left then. Should have driven straight home to my modest apartment with its sensible furniture and carefully budgeted life. Instead, I remember Dad mentioned needing his old drill, and I know exactly where it is, in his desk drawer in the garage. The garage is dim and cluttered when I enter. Dad's desk sits in the corner, a relic from his contractor days before everything fell apart. I pull open the drawer, and there it is, not the drill, but a stack of papers that makes my blood run cold. Foreclosure notices, bank warnings, final demands, all dated months before I started helping them. They knew. They'd known exactly how bad things were when they first started dropping hints about temporary financial help. My hands shake as I flip through the papers. They'd let me believe I was preventing a crisis, when in reality, I was cleaning up a mess they'd hidden from me. All while they watched me sacrifice, save, and strain, and mocked me for it. My phone buzzes. A text from Jayla, thanks for coming to brunch, sis. By the way, Mom's treating us to a shopping spree tomorrow with her surprise bonus. Sure you don't want to join? Maybe we can find you something that isn't from the clearance rack. I stare at the message then back at the papers in my hand. Mom's surprise bonus, my mortgage payment, their jokes, my sacrifices. Something shifts inside me like a gear finally clicking into place. I carefully return the papers to the drawer, close it softly, and walk out of the garage. For 5 years, I've been the family joke while being their financial savior. But as I drive home in my 6-year-old Honda, the one Tanner loves to call my starter car, I realize I'm not laughing anymore. And soon, neither will they. The bank statements spread across my dining room table tell a story, one that makes me sick to my stomach. 5 years of transactions, each one a reminder of how deeply I'd been played. Holy shit, Violet says, adjusting her glasses as she examines the papers. My best friend since law school has seen her share of financial disasters, but even she looks stunned. Amber, this is methodical exploitation. I point to a series of transfers. Look at these dates. Every time I increased the payment amount, they made a major purchase within weeks. New car for Tanner, Jayla's emergency spa weekend, mom's kitchen renovation. They were counting on your payments, Violet says, her lawyer voice creeping in, using them as guaranteed income while maintaining their lifestyle. Have you calculated the total? $144 to $800, I reply. The number burned into my brain, not counting the extra emergency amounts they'd ask for occasionally. My phone buzzes. Another text from Jayla. OMG, sis. Just landed my biggest influencer deal yet. Taking mom to Aspen next month with her bonus. Don't worry. We'll send pics. I show Violet the message. Her expression darkens. Your mom's bonus is your money, isn't it? Has to be. She hasn't worked in 3 years. I sink into a chair. I feel so stupid. No, Violet says firmly. They're the stupid ones. They've left a paper trail a mile wide. What are you going to do? Before I can answer, my phone rings. It's Dad. Hey, sweetie, he says, his voice carrying that familiar note of forced casualness. Quick question. Remember that little extra help you've been giving us? Any chance we could bump it up a bit? Property taxes are due. And with Tanner's new business venture, my throat tightens. What business venture? Oh, he's got a great opportunity. Something with cryptocurrency. Just needs some startup capital. I think about the foreclosure notices, about Jayla's text, about 5 years of jokes at my expense. Actually, Dad, I wanted to talk about the mortgage payments. Silence on the line. Then now is not a good time, honey. Can we discuss this later? Your mother's calling me. The line goes dead. Coward, Violet mutters. I pull up my banking app and start doing calculations. I could have bought my own house by now. Instead, I've been paying for theirs while they treated you like their personal piggy bank, Violet finishes. She pulls out her laptop. Let's document everything. Bank statements, text messages, emails, anything showing the pattern. We spend hours building the file. Every transaction tells another part of the story. My deposit dates matching their extravagant purchases, their carefully timed emergency requests coinciding with vacations and shopping sprees. My phone keeps lighting up with family messages. Mom, darling, have you seen Jayla's amazing news? She's doing so well. Wish you'd let yourself enjoy life a little more like her, Tanner. Hey, sis. Got a fantastic investment opportunity. Guaranteed returns. Need about $20K to get in on the ground floor. Let me know. Julia, Tanner's girlfriend, girl, you should really join us for dinner soon. Tanner says you're amazing with financial advice. I silence the phone and look at Violet. They're never going to admit what they did, are they? People like this rarely do, she says, closing her laptop. But you have options. We can start with a formal demand letter. No. I interrupt an idea forming. I want something more personal. What are you thinking? I pull up the family group chat where they're all gushing about Jayla's influencer deal and mom's upcoming Aspen trip. They love an audience, I say, typing out a response, so I'll give them one. I'm going to suggest a family dinner to celebrate all our successes. Violet raises an eyebrow. You're going to confront them? Better. I hit send on my message. Let's do dinner at the house next Saturday, my treat. I have some exciting news to share. The responses flood in immediately. Mom, finally, are you seeing someone? Jayla, OMG. Did you actually buy something fun, Tanner? Free dinner? I'm in. They think I'm going to announce some life change they can mock, I explained to Violet. Instead, I'm going to show them exactly who's been keeping their perfect little world afloat. And then I look at the stack of evidence we've compiled, and then I'm going to let it sink. Violet grabs her purse, heading for the door. She pauses, turning back. Just be prepared. When people like this get exposed, they don't get sorry. They get mean. I nod, already knowing what's coming. But for the first time in 5 years, I'm not afraid of their reaction. I'm counting on it. The week before the dinner, I decide to dig deeper into the house records. What I find makes my previous discoveries look like pocket change. You've got to be kidding me, I mutter, staring at the county records website. 3 equity loans taken out on the house since I started paying the mortgage, all under Tanner's name. My brother, the eternal entrepreneur, had been using the house as his personal credit line while I kept the lights on. My phone rings, Mom calling. I almost ignore it, but something makes me answer. Honey, about Saturday's dinner, she starts, her voice syrupy sweet. I was thinking maybe we should do it at that new bistro downtown instead. The house is a bit, well, you know how your father gets about cleaning. No, Mom. It needs to be at the house. I keep my voice steady. Trust me. Well, if you insist, though I don't know why you're being so mysterious about this announcement. You're not pregnant, are you? Because honestly, darling, in your situation, my situation, you know what I mean. Single, focused on work. We worry about you, sweetie. You work so hard, but what's it all for if you're not living? The irony almost makes me laugh. Almost. I'll see you Saturday, Mom. I hang up and pull up Instagram where Jayla's latest post shows her lounging by a hotel pool. Sometimes, you just need a mental health day. Self-care Salzark blessed. The timestamp, yesterday, when I was covering their property tax payment. A memory hits me. 3 years ago, right after Dad's contracting business failed, I just gotten a promotion and mentioned maybe buying a condo. Oh, honey, Mom had said. But who would help us with the house? We're not getting any younger, and you know how your father's pride works. He'd never accept help from strangers, but he'd accept it from me as long as it was secret, as long as they could pretend. My doorbell rings. It's Tanner, unannounced as usual. Sis. He hugs me before I can stop him. Was in the neighborhood. Thought I'd drop by. Really? This far from your usual spots? He laughs, making himself at home on my couch. Can't a brother visit? Actually, about that investment opportunity, the crypto thing, better, NFTs, ground floor opportunity. Just need some startup capital. He pulls out his phone. Look at these projections. How much? Just $25K. I know it sounds like a lot, but like the equity loans, the words slip out before I can stop them. He freezes. What? Nothing. I force a smile. Tell me more about these NFTs. He launches into his pitch, but his eyes keep darting around, nervous. He knows I know something. My phone pings with a notification. Jayla's posted again. Shopping therapy with my amazing mom. Blessed are our mother-daughter. Attached is a photo of them at some luxury boutique, Mom modeling an expensive-looking dress. Hey, Tanner says, noticing my expression. You okay? You seem different lately. Do I? Maybe I'm just tired of working so hard. He shifts uncomfortably. Yeah. You do work a lot. We worry, you know. All that stress isn't good for you. Funny how no one worried about my stress when I catch myself. Never mind. About that investment. Yeah. I'll think about it. His face lights up. Really? Because I already told some people you were and I said I'll think about it. My tone makes him stand up. Right. Well, let me know before Saturday. Speaking of which, what's this big announcement? Mom thinks you're either pregnant or joined a cult. I walk him to the door. You'll find out Saturday. After he leaves, I check my bank account. Another automatic transfer to their mortgage is pending. My finger hovers over the cancel button. Not yet. My phone buzzes again. A text from Julia. Hey, future sis. Tanner mentioned you might be helping with his new business venture. You're such an amazing sister. Can't wait for Saturday. I think about all the times I could have said no. All the times I almost did. The day I got approved for my own mortgage but canceled it because Mom called crying about their heating bill. The vacation I canceled when Tanner needed emergency car repairs. The savings account I drained when Dad's business failed. Each time, I convinced myself it was temporary. Each time, I told myself that's what family does, but family doesn't do this. I open my laptop and start preparing the files I'll need for Saturday. Bank statements, loan documents, property records, every receipt, every transfer, every lie. They wanted an announcement? They'll get one. And this time, I won't be the only one losing sleep over money. Amber? I look up from my coffee, and for a moment, I forget about Saturday's dinner, about bank statements, about everything. Because standing in front of me is Deacon, and he looks exactly the same as he did in college. I thought that was you, he says, smiling that crooked smile I used to dream about. Mind if I join you? I gesture to the empty chair at my cafe table. Still taking your coffee black? Some things never change. He sits down, setting his laptop bag aside. Though some things do. Heard you're some hotshot senior auditor now. And you're still stalking my LinkedIn? He laughs. Guilty. We're actually working in the same building. I saw you in the lobby last week, but you seemed preoccupied. Probably the day I found the foreclosure notices. Yeah. Just family stuff. Ah, his expression shifts. The famous Blake family drama, still playing ATM for them. I nearly choke on my coffee. How did you remember that night in senior year when you got that call from your mom about their heating bill? You canceled our weekend trip to cover it. He stirs his coffee. Some patterns are hard to break. You knew back then? I knew you deserved better than being their safety net. Still do. Something about his directness, his memory of that moment, breaks something loose inside me. Before I can stop myself, I'm telling him everything, the mortgage payments, the hidden foreclosure notices, the planned confrontation. Jesus, Amber. His knuckles are white around his coffee cup. That's not family. That's financial abuse. I know. I can't believe I let it go on so long because you're a good person. They weaponize that. He leans forward. So what's the plan besides this dinner showdown? I haven't thought past Saturday, honestly. Stop the payments, he says immediately. Cold turkey. Let them figure it out. But what? They think that's on them, not you. My phone buzzes. Tanner again. Sis, about that investment. Got some people really interested. Need an answer ASAP. Deacon reads the message over my shoulder and scoffs. Let me guess. Crypto or NFTs? Both, apparently. Classic. You know what's worse than enabling them? Enabling them while they mock you for being responsible? He's right. I know he's right, but they're still my family. Are they? He catches my eye. Because from where I'm sitting, they're just people who share your DNA and drain your bank account. My phone buzzes again. Mom this time. Darling, need to finalize numbers for Saturday. Jayla's bringing her new photographer friend to document your announcement. So exciting. They think I'm announcing something life-changing, I explained to Deacon. They have no idea. Oh, it'll be life-changing all right. He grins. Just not in the way they expect. For the first time in weeks, I laugh, really laugh. God, I've missed you. Missed you too. He glances at his watch. I should head back to work. But listen. He pulls out a business card, writes something on the back. This is my personal number. If you need backup on Saturday or just want to talk, call me. I take the card, our fingers brushing. Thanks, Deacon. And Amber? He stands, gathering his things. Whatever happens Saturday, remember? You're not the bad guy here. They are. After he leaves, I sit there, turning his card over in my hands. My phone buzzes one more time. Tanner, hey. Since you're treating Saturday, mind if I bring a few potential investors? Great networking opportunity. Also, can you make it that pasta thing you do? Julia loves it. P.S. Still need that answer about the investment. Tick-tock, I stare at the message feeling something shift inside me. The same brother who took out secret equity loans on the house now wants to bring investors to dinner. The same brother who mocks my boring job wants my money for his schemes. I pick up my phone and type, sure. Bring whoever you want. The more witnesses, the better. Then I pull out my laptop and open the folder labeled Saturday. Time to add a few more receipts to the pile because Deacon's right. I'm not the bad guy here. I'm just the one who's finally done playing nice. My finger hovers over the mortgage payment account. One click, and I could stop it all now. Not yet. Let them have their last supper. Let them bring their photographers and investors and expectations. Let them think they still have me fooled. Saturday can't come soon enough. Everything's in here, Violet says, handing me a sleek black folder. Bank statements, property records, equity loan documents, text message screenshots, all chronological, all annotated. Even included a timeline of their purchases matched against your transfers. We're in her office hours before the dinner. The folder feels heavy in my hands, weighted with 5 years of receipts and resentment. I still can't believe Tanner took out those equity loans, I say, flipping through the pages. 3 of them, Violet corrects. And guess what else I found? He's been subletting the pool house on Airbnb, pocketing the money while you pay the mortgage. My phone chimes. Mom, honey, we invited the Petersons too. Hope that's okay. They're dying to hear your news. The Petersons, Violet asks, they're country club friends. Mom's trying to turn this into a social event. I scroll through more messages. She's invited half the neighborhood. Perfect. Violet smirks. Bigger audience. My phone rings. It's Deacon. Just checking in, he says when I answer. Need any backup tonight? I think I've got it covered, but thanks. Call me after? I want to hear everything. After hanging up, I catch Violet's raised eyebrow. What? Nothing. Just nice to see you reconnecting with someone who actually cares about you. I check my watch. 2 hours until dinner. I should go get ready. Wait. Violet pulls something from her desk. Wear this. It's a crisp white blazer, elegant but powerful. Your court blazer? You're presenting evidence, aren't you? Might as well look the part. At home, I lay everything out. Violet's blazer, the black folder, my laptop with all the digital copies, a small voice recorder, Violet's suggestion, just in case. My phone keeps buzzing. Jayla, OMG, sis. My photographer friend is so excited. Should we do before and after shots of your announcement? Julia, can't wait to hear your news. Tanner says the investors are super interested in meeting you. Mom, darling, we're setting up the good china, and I got champagne for after your announcement. I take a deep breath and start getting ready. Hair smooth and professional. Minimal makeup. Violet's blazer fits perfectly. The folder goes into my laptop bag along with a USB drive containing 5 years of digital records. I check everything 3 times. One last text comes through. From Dad, your mother's very excited about tonight. Whatever you're planning, just be gentle with her. My hands shake as I read it. Does he know? Has he figured it out? Too late now. I grab my keys and head out. The drive to my parents' house feels surreal, like I'm watching someone else steer the car. Their driveway is already full of expensive vehicles. Looks like Mom really did invite everyone. Through the front window, I can see people milling around. Jayla's photographer friend is setting up lights. Tanner's talking animatedly to a group of men in business casual. Must be his investors. My phone buzzes one last time. It's Deacon. Remember, you're not the bad guy. Give them hell. I touch the folder in my bag, straighten Violet's blazer, and walk to the door. Before I can knock, it swings open. There's my baby. Mom pulls me into a perfumed hug. Everyone's been asking about you. Come in. Come in. The house is packed. I recognize the Petersons, some neighbors, faces from Mom's social circle. Jayla's holding court by the fireplace, posing for her photographer. Tanner immediately waves me over to his group. Sis, perfect timing. These gentlemen were just asking about investment opportunities. Later, I cut him off. Let's eat first. Mom claps her hands. Yes. Everyone to the dining room. Amber darling, we put you at the head of the table. Since it's your special night, I follow the crowd into the dining room. The table is set with the good china, crystal glasses sparkling, name cards mark each place, fresh flowers everywhere, all paid for with my last mortgage payment, no doubt. Speech, someone calls out as we settle in. Tell us the big news. Yes, honey. Mom beams. Don't keep us in suspense. I look around the table at Mom's expectant smile, at Dad's nervous eyes, at Jayla's camera-ready pose, at Tanner whispering to his investors. My hand touches my laptop bag. Actually, I say, standing slowly, I do have something to share with everyone. The room quiets. Phones come out to record. The photographer raises her camera. I unzip my bag and pull out the black folder. It's about the house, I continue, watching their faces, and some very interesting financial records I've found. Mom's smile flickers. Dad goes pale. Tanner stops mid-whisper. Time to burn it all down. Before I begin, I say, opening the folder, I want to thank everyone for coming, especially the Petersons. You've known our family for what? 20 years now? Mrs. Peterson nods, beaming. We wouldn't miss your big announcement for the world, dear. Perfect. Then you'll appreciate this story. I pull out the first document. It starts 5 years ago with this foreclosure notice. The room goes silent. Dad's hand tightens around his wine glass. Amber, Mom laughs nervously. Nobody wants to hear about boring paperwork. Tell them your news. This is my news. I place the notice on the table. See, 5 years ago, I started paying the mortgage on this house every month like clockwork. Some $400. Jayla's photographer keeps snapping photos. I can see the exact moment realization hits my sister's face. But here's where it gets interesting, I continue, pulling out more papers. While I was keeping this roof over our heads, some fascinating purchases were being made. I start laying out bank statements, matching them with social media posts I printed. Here's my March payment, and here's Jayla's Aspen trip that same week. April payment, Mom's kitchen renovation, May payment, Tanner's new car. Amber, stop this right now. Mom hisses, but I'm not done. Oh, and these are special. I pull out the equity loan documents. 3 separate loans taken out against the house. The same house I've been paying for. Want to explain these, Tanner? My brother stands abruptly. This is ridiculous. We're here for a celebration. We are celebrating, I cut him off. We're celebrating the end of this arrangement. One of Tanner's investors clears his throat. Perhaps we should step out. No. Please stay, I say. You should know who you're potentially investing with. Someone who takes out secret loans on property they don't pay for, then tries to scam his sister for crypto money. That's enough. Dad slams his hand on the table. Glasses rattle. You're right. It is enough. I pull out my phone, opening my banking app, which is why I just canceled the automatic mortgage payment. For the first time in 5 years, this house is your problem again. Mom starts to cry, her practiced theatrical sobs. How could you do this to us? To your family? Family, I laugh. Was it family when you mocked my boring lifestyle while spending my money? Was it family when you hid the foreclosure notice and manipulated me into paying your debts? Jayla stands up, wobbling slightly from wine. You're just jealous because I actually made something of myself. You made Instagram posts with my mortgage payments. My voice rises. Every time I transferred money to save this house, you were at a spa or on vacation or buying designer clothes. The photographer's camera keeps clicking. Good. Let her document this. Mrs. Peterson, Mom turns desperately to her friend. You see how she's treating us? After all we've done, all you've done, I pull out one final document. Here's the total, $144,800. That's what I've paid while you lived your Instagram perfect lives, while you called me boring, frugal, a workaholic. The room erupts in whispers. Tanner's investors are already heading for the door. The Petersons exchange horrified glances. And you know what the worst part is? I looked directly at my parents. You knew. You knew exactly what you were doing. Every time you asked for money, every time you watched me cancel my own plans to cover your bills, every time you laughed at my cheap lifestyle, you knew. Julia, Tanner's girlfriend, suddenly stands. I think I should go. Stay, I tell her. You should see who you're really dating. A man who sublets the pool house on Airbnb while his sister pays the mortgage. More guests start to leave. Mom's mascara is running. Dad won't meet my eyes. Amber, Jayla tries one last time. You're making a scene. No. I'm making things clear. I close my folder. The payments stop now. The lies stop now. The manipulation stops now. I gather my things, feeling lighter than I have in years. Oh, and Mom, that champagne you bought from my announcement, put it on my tab. It'll be the last one. I walk toward the door, then turn back one final time. The table is a tableau of shocked faces, spilled wine, and scattered evidence of their betrayal. You know what's funny? All these years, you thought I was boring because I was careful with money, because I worked hard and lived within my means. But the real joke, I could have had everything you pretended to have. I just chose to save your house instead. I straighten Violet's blazer. Dinner's over. Good luck with the mortgage. The photographer catches one last shot as I leave, head high, walking away from the ruins of their carefully constructed lies. Behind me, I hear Mom wail. What will people think? For the first time in 5 years, that's not my problem anymore. The aftermath hits in waves. First come the text, a tsunami of family meltdown. Mom, how could you humiliate us like this after everything we've done for you? Jayla, hope you're happy. My photographer posted everything. My sponsors are dropping me, Tanner. You ruined my investment deals. This isn't over. Dad, we need to talk, please. I block their numbers one by one. Deacon shows up at my apartment an hour after the dinner, holding takeout and wearing a concerned expression. Violet called me, said you might need a friend tonight. Come in, I say, realizing I haven't eaten anything since morning. It's done. How bad? Nuclear. I take the food container he offers. Mom cried. Dad raged. JLIS sponsors are apparently reviewing their contracts. Tanner's crypto investors fled. Good. He sits beside me on the couch. They deserved worse. My phone keeps lighting up with notifications. Emails now since they can't text. Mom, your father's blood pressure is through the roof. If anything happens to him, it's on your conscience. Jayla, my social media manager quit. Thanks for destroying my brand, sis. Julia, how could you do this to Tanner? He trusted you. They're still trying to make me the villain, I tell Deacon, showing him the emails. Block those too, he says. They had 5 years of chances to do the right thing. A knock at the door makes us both jump. It's Violet, looking fierce in her court suit. Came straight from work, she says, striding in. The photographer posted the whole thing online. It's spreading fast in your parents' social circle. How bad? She pulls out her phone, showing me a local community Facebook group. There are already dozens of comments. Can't believe the Blakes did this to their own daughter. No wonder they always had money for the country club. Those poor investors, Tanner, almost scammed. Your mom's bridge club is particularly vocal, Violet says, almost gleefully. Apparently, she bragged last week about her upcoming Aspen trip. They're not happy learning where that money came from. My laptop pings an email from work. My hands shake as I open it. What is it? Deacon asks. Tanner, I read aloud. He's telling HR I hacked the family finances, trying to get me in trouble at work. Forward that to me, Violet says immediately. I'll handle it. We have documentation proving every payment was legitimate. Another knock. This time it's Dad looking older than I've ever seen him. Amber, please, he starts, but Deacon steps between us. She's not available, he says firmly. I'm her father. No, I say, finding my voice. You're my former landlord, and I've moved out. Dad's face crumples. The bank called without your payment. Not my problem anymore. After he leaves, I sink onto the couch between Deacon and Violet. I need to get out of here for a while. Clear my head. Use my beach house, Violet offers. Take a week. Let the dust settle. I'll drive you, Deacon adds quickly. My phone buzzes one last time, an Instagram notification. Jayla's photographer friend has posted the dinner photos with a lengthy caption. Tonight, I witnessed a powerful moment of family truth, a story about financial abuse, gaslighting, and one woman's courage to expose it all. To the sister who funded their lifestyle while they mocked her choices, you're my hero. Sharp family drama, cut justice. The receipts never lie. The post is going viral. Pack a bag, Deacon says, reading over my shoulder. You need space from this circus. While I'm throwing clothes into a suitcase, Violet handles the logistics of my temporary escape. She calls my boss explaining the situation, sets up mail forwarding, arranges for my apartment to be watched. One last thing, she says, pulling out her laptop. Want to see the house listing? What house listing? Your parents. They posted it an hour ago. Urgent sale, immediate possession, possible. I look at the familiar facade, the manicured lawn I helped pay for, the pool house Tanner secretly rented out. You know what's weird? I zip up my suitcase. I don't feel guilty anymore. Deacon takes my bag. That's because you're free. As we head to his car, more emails flood in. Flying monkeys deployed by my family. How could you do this to your mother? Family matters should stay private. You've destroyed them. But for the first time in 5 years, their words have no power over me. Ready? Deacon asks, holding the car door. I look back at my apartment, then at my phone showing the endless stream of family fallout. Yeah, I say, deleting the emails without reading them. I'm ready to live my own life. The car pulls away, and I don't look back. Let them deal with their mortgage, their reputation, their consequences. I've paid enough. The beach house becomes my sanctuary, but karma doesn't take vacations. Your story's trending, Violet tells me over FaceTime. Someone posted it on Reddit. The comments are overwhelming. I'm sitting on the deck watching waves crash while Deacon makes coffee inside. How bad is it? Not bad for you. People are calling you a hero. Your family, though. She winces. The internet is not kind to financial abusers. My laptop chimes with a new email from Jayla's biggest sponsor. Dear Miss Blake, we're reaching out regarding your sister's influencer contract. Given recent events and evidence of financial misrepresentation, we're terminating our partnership effective immediately. That's the third one today, I tell Violet. Apparently, authenticity matters in influencer marketing. Speaking of authenticity, she says, have you seen the house listing updates? I pull up the real estate site. The price has dropped twice already. The description now reads motivated sellers. All reasonable offers considered. They're desperate, Violet explains. The bank's pushing for immediate payment after those equity loans were exposed. Deacon comes out with coffee, catching the end of our call. After Violet hangs up, he sits beside me. Any regrets? He asks. Only that I didn't do it sooner. My phone rings, an unknown number. Usually, I'd ignore it, but something makes me answer. Is this Amber Blake, a woman's professional voice? I'm a producer with National Public Radio. We're doing a story on hidden financial abuse in families, and your story has caught our attention. I look at Deacon, who nods encouragingly. Actually, I tell the producer, I think this is a story that needs to be told. The interview airs the following week. I tell everything: the manipulation, the mockery, the secret payments. The producer asks hard questions about family loyalty and financial boundaries. What would you tell others in your situation? She asks, stop setting yourself on fire to keep toxic people warm. The response is immediate. My inbox fills with messages from others sharing similar stories. Daughters, sons, siblings, all trapped in cycles of financial abuse masked as family duty. Then comes the email from Julia. I left Tanner. After seeing those documents, how could I stay? He tried to convince me you were lying, but the proof was right there. Thank you for opening my eyes. Deacon reads it over my shoulder. One life saved already, maybe more, I say, showing him another message. This one from Mrs. Peterson. Dear Amber, I've known your parents for 20 years. Play bridge with your mother every Thursday. After your revelation, I started questioning things. How many others have they manipulated? How many loans have they taken? I've spoken with the club board. Your mother's treasurer position has been reviewed. The house sells well below market value. I hear about it from the real estate agent herself, who reaches out specifically to tell me, your brother tried to block the sale, claiming partial ownership through those equity loans. The bank shut that down fast. Thought you should know karma's real. Deacon brings me more coffee, then hesitates. Your dad called my office today. My stomach tightens. What did he want? To know if you'd reconsider, said they've learned their lesson. He sits next to me. I told him lessons don't count if you're only sorry because you got caught. I checked my email one last time before bed. There's a message from a journalist. Your story has sparked an important conversation about financial abuse in families. Would you be interested in contributing to a book about setting healthy monetary boundaries? I think about all the others out there, silently paying family bills while swallowing their pride, all the secret ATMs being drained by guilt and manipulation. Yes, I reply. I would. Deacon reads my response and smiles. From victim to advocate. Nice plot twist. Speaking of twists, I pull up my banking app. Look what I can afford now that I'm not paying someone else's mortgage. The down payment for my own house sits there, growing instead of shrinking. My money, my choice, my future. Ready to go house hunting? He asks. Actually. I close the laptop. I think I'll enjoy renting a little longer, build my savings, travel some, live the life they said I was wasting. My phone buzzes one last time. A text from Violet. Your mom's bridge club is using your story as a warning tale. Don't pull an Amber is apparently their new code for catching someone in a financial lie. Thought you'd appreciate the irony. I do appreciate it. Just like I appreciate the waves crashing outside, the coffee growing cold beside me, and the man who helped me find my voice sitting close enough to touch. You know what's funny? I tell him. I spent 5 years saving their home, but I ended up saving myself instead. He takes my hand, and I let him. Because that's the thing about breaking free. It makes room for something better to begin.